Hello.
And welcome to Film Bastards.
Whoa, hello, whoa! I don't know why I said whoa. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Hello! I was trying to say hello and welcome at the same time. It just came out as whoa.
Whoa.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to episode 521 of Film Bastards. My name is Ian Loring, and as always, I am joined by...
Becky Foster, hello everybody.
And Matt Foster, hello everybody.
Hello, one and all. We hope you have recovered from Christmas and New Year. Welcome to January. Coming up on this week's show, got a few things for you. We've got, as Noel called it on our chat earlier, Death Pool, the pool that eats, I think he called it.
Just that message you sent after you watched it. I read it literally as we were walking out of it, and it was... I had a good old chuckle, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
We will talk about that message when we cover Night Swim, aka I hope Kerry Condon has got some back end on that motherfucker. Okay, we're also going to be covering the Andes Plain Grass drama. They've done another one. This time it is the Spanish submission for Best Foreign Language film at the Oscars. We're going to be doing Society of the Snow and a catch-up review. Jesus fucking Christ, Ian. A catch-up review of the word-of-mouth hit, which looks to have made more money in the US this weekend than it did last weekend. When does that happen anymore? Anyone but you. I think, yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah. We're going to do Priscilla, but we've not quite got to it yet, have we?
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. Right, so, we'll also have, I think, some news. There's at least one trailer, if memory serves. There's
been so few trailers.
There's definitely been one.
There's definitely been one, yeah.
I want to say it was it was a horror one. I know what it was.
Yeah.
And we got some what we've been up to. We got some Twitter questions, blah, blah, blah. You know, the usual. We are a Pod Syndicate podcast, so please do listen to like-minded shows such as Chinstroker vs. Punter, The Rewatch Project, and Gaming Landfill, and others. And there we go. So, in terms of news, it's the Golden Globes tonight as we record. We don't know how that's gone. Taraji P. Henson was very insistent on the colour purple that she and the other cast be driven to set. Yeah. Which I don't want to talk about it much, but on Deadline.com, literally this morning, I was looking on it, and there was a headline that said, Taraji P. Henson fought to have drivers take the colour purple cast to set, quote, they gave us rental cars. Now, the the stuff behind it, you know, Taraji P. Henson has been talking about her time on the TV show Empire and how she had to fight to be like paid equally, and how this is kind of this is the black experience in Hollywood. I do wonder how happy her people will have been with Deadline putting that as the headline, because holy fucking shit, does that look like some Hollywood dickhead bullshit. But that's a bad
that does
headline.
Smack a little bit of was she really this much of a dickhead in the interview? Yeah, she was. Put that in the fucking quote in the headline then.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I do wonder with Deadline sometimes. And I mean, I get it. It's for like Hollywood, but I do wonder whether they realise that people outside of Hollywood can access their website as well. It's like some of their box office analysis, some of the fucking bollocks that they talk about in that is breathtaking. But yeah, Taraji P. Henson, cool, man. And even though it was the fact that she said that her driving was an insurance liability because in Atlanta, like, people get robbed out of their cars. I mean, the wonderful comment on Atlanta. You know, it may be true, it may not be. I don't know.
That Tyler Perry there was going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Do you know how many fucking movies get filmed in Atlanta because of me?
There was something as well about in the news about The Colour Purple, about some rapper had walked out of seeing it with his daughter because of the the same-sex relationship suggestions that were in it about the main character and Shug Avery, and it's like that's in the book. I'm sure that's in the book. Like, I've read the book and I'm sure that's in the book. It might not be in the Whoopi Goldberg movie, but it's in the book.
It's an interesting one, that, because...
I mean, what I will say there... Sorry.
Oh, go on. No, please.
Is rap and homosexuality don't have a good history.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, there'll be people, like, going to see this thinking that it's just a modernisation and a musicalisation of the Whoopi Goldberg movie rather than a readaptation of the book.
I don't think people have a fucking clue what's going on here.
Yeah, well, yeah, same, to be fair. To be fair, same. I don't want to see it because I feel like it'll wreck my head. Why is
the runtime really bothers me on that film.
Yeah, 2 hours 20, and it is bombing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's interesting that, because it did really well on Christmas Day, but then it turns out that apparently that was a lot of Christian groups basically like block booking tickets to go and see it on Christmas Day, because like seeing films on Christmas Day in the US is a thing. And yeah, but like, so it made like 14 million just on Christmas Day alone, and it's now the 7th of January, and I think its total cume is around about 60.
Yeah, just over 55.
Yeah, I mean that's not great. It's gonna need
on a 100 million budget.
No, it's gonna need Oscar nominations, and also worldwide, it's probably not gonna do that much. Even with Oscar nominations, being honest.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Like I say, the runtime kind of puts me off. That's one where if it doesn't end up getting much in the way of Oscar nominations, I could see me not watching it. I'm not going to do that thing that I did a few years back where I watched every single Oscar nominated movie, because that was fucking insane.
It was a little bit.
Yeah, there we are. And even though, to be fair, I think that was a COVID year.
I feel like you were giving off a real Charlie Day in front of his whiteboard energy that year.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. And and I did an article for something at the time. I can't even remember what it was for now. It was Pod Syndicate, I think. And I think it maybe got like a dozen views, and it was like, right, that was worth it. So hey, there we are. So I think that's probably broadly it. I'm just gonna have a quick look on the Hollywood Reporter and see if I'm missing anything.
Yeah, it does seem like everyone has taken Christmas off.
Yeah,
Which is kind of quite nice. I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
God, fucking hell. Halle Bailey's had a kid. How old's she?
Ariel.
Yeah.
Isn't she in
Yeah, she's in The Colour Purple.
23?
Oh, all right. It's older than I thought. Fucking hell. I'm looking at a picture of her and her partner on the Hollywood Reporter now. They literally look like they're going to prom.
She's from Atlanta, so I'm guessing the baby has already been stolen out of the car.
Fucking hell.
Mark.
Just to be very clear, that is in reaction to Taraji P. Henson. It's not something that Mark just came out with off the cuff. Fucking hell, Mark. Good job. Right, okay. There we are. So, congratulations, Halle Bailey and rapper boyfriend DDG.
Was he the guy who left? Who left the screening of it?
Maybe. They've called their son Halo.
Of course.
And their daughter will be called Master Chief. Right. Okay.
The thing is, would you put it past them?
I just like he's doing a fucking rap to like the Halo theme tune as the child is emerging. Da, 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 da. Sorry. Sorry. Bear with me. 2 ticks. Oh, fuck. Yes to all. There we are. Sorry. Donna is just texting me Lottie birthday party dates. Sorry. Right. Trailers. So, I know there's one.
There's one, yeah.
Right, okay.
I'm trying to think if we saw any at the cinema that were different. But we didn't, did we?
I think we did. Hang on.
Did we?
We did. Give me a minute.
We keep seeing the Madam Web one, don't we?
Yeah, Madame.
I haven't seen that in the cinema at all.
Oh, every time we go at the moment. It's
No, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But the annoying thing was, one day there was that, and then there was something else after it that had
Yeah,
exactly the same
fucking
Billie Eilish song
Yeah.
in it.
Oh, it was the Mean Girls trailer we saw.
Oh my god, it just looks horrific.
I'm
Yes.
really, really glad Lottie's not old enough to want to watch that.
The thing is, Mean Girls worked against all the odds. Mean Girls worked. Mean Girls, we're trying desperately to not tell you it's a musical a la Wonka. It looks fucking awful. It looks like everything Mean Girls is not supposed to be.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it looks awful. It looks just
Generic.
cheesy as fuck and just generic. I think that was the one that I was thinking of. Yeah, just
If you called it Horrible Bitches and slapped an asylum sticker on it, I don't think people would realise.
if it was not another Mean Girls, and it was supposed to be a parody of Mean Girls,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No. It's Tina Fey going, oh, I can get more milk out of this.
Looks shit.
I don't think it's Tina Fey going, I need a hit. Anyway, I don't know. I just feel like that was weird when she was in A Haunting in Venice.
Yeah,
It was, wasn't it?
yeah.
She was good at it.
She's alright in it.
Yeah, she was alright. Yeah. Because she's kind of playing a prick.
Yeah.
So, trailer. The First Omen.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's going to be 90 minutes of hot nun gets seduced into fucking the devil, I think I'm in.
I'm in. I like this trailer.
Yeah, it's a good
I like
trailer.
the vibe. The thing is, I was watching that going, do you know what? That looks more interesting than every current modern kind of reimagining of a classic horror that we've had that just looked boring.
Yeah.
This actually looks like it's something a little bit daring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it might just be a good trailer cutter.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Sorry, Donna's texting me again, so sorry.
Who is it that's making it? Is it anyone? Is it anyone that we should know? No.
Who is it then? Director Arkasha Stevenson.
Yep.
Um,
Never heard of her.
yeah, really not done much about it. Like, TV director, I'm assuming.
I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah, one episode of Legion, did a short called Vessels in 2015. Fuck it. Yeah, how does that happen? Okay, 6 episodes of Channel Zero. Why do I think I know what Channel Zero was?
Channel Zero had... Yeah, don't know.
There's a site...
Channel Zero, I've banged on about that before.
Blur. Just saw the words creepy and pasta and decided to just blur
Some
past
good
it.
shit in there, to be fair.
I bet there ain't.
There is.
It's,
Depends which one she did, but...
That's odd, but yeah. But fair enough, it's a fucking good trailer.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, good luck to her. Just, yeah, good, I don't know. Does some horror TV, gets to do the Omen prequel, sure.
Why not?
Yeah, okay. There we are. So, talking of horror, let's take a night swim. Go on. Let's take a night swim. I want to talk night swim.
Hello? Can you hear me? I need help. I'm looking for my mom.
Who are you?
My name is Rebecca Summers. I found your door.
Of the
Sorry?
pool in the death pool of the pool that eats people.
Death pool, the pool that eats. Yeah, absolutely. The IMDb synopsis for this is not right.
This is why I love IMDb synopsis, because they are often just... They're, like, 7 out of 10, they're pretty much spot on. 2 out of 10, they're a little bit like... not really. Then 1 in every 10, you're like, that's not the film.
Yeah, but okay. So it's directed by Bryce Maguire, also wrote it, based off of the short film made by him and co-writer of the film Rod Blackhurst. Stars Wyatt Russell, Kerry Condon, Amelie Hopefully, and Gavin Warren. Okay, and IMDb describes one of the scenes. A woman swimming in a pool at night is terrorised by an evil spirit. It's not quite that.
Nope.
So, Wyatt Russell is a baseball player who has been diagnosed with MS, and he is basically trying to manage the symptoms, and he kind of dreams of getting back to the big time. He and his wife, Kerry Condon, played by Kerry Condon. His wife is not Kerry Condon. She's played by Kerry Condon. They buy a house that's got a pool in the back, and the pool appears to make him start getting better, but everybody else in the house doesn't like that pool. Do you know why? Because that pool is a fucking bell end.
The pool is a fucking bell end.
Becky, what do you think of Night Swim?
I actually really, really enjoyed Night Swim. I was a bit dubious because like the whole like haunted pool thing could have gone real cheesy. But I think it gave real good old school horror vibes. I likened it to Mark as having a real Amityville vibe to it. With the whole the dad gets taken in by the evil presence kind of thing. And yeah, do you know what? That one kid was lame. He didn't have an awful lot going for him. Maybe sacrifice him. Help everyone else. I feel like the dad was right there. Wyatt had it down.
Yeah, he wasn't possessed at that point.
No, he was just like, look.
So he's like, look, you met Elliot.
He's kind of like...
Shit, innit?
He's got no friends. He's shit at baseball. Let's just fucking... You're really good at swimming. Your mum's really good at everything. And I'm a really good baseball player when I'm not, like, poorly. So if we just give him Elliot...
Yeah.
Because he's shit.
He's real small.
He's real small. He's got shit hair. He's got no friends. He's doing a real weird, creepy Bart in that one episode where he can't go in the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Thing.
God, you do... Was that actually an intentional reference to that episode of The Simpsons more than a reference to Rear Window?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
You leaned up to me and you went, that's real creepy. And I was like, Bart Simpson.
That's really funny, Becky.
So yeah, Elliot can get to fuck. I was actually really sad that in the end the pool took Wyatt instead of that kid.
Okay, that is a take. It's a good.
Yes,
it's
I
a
really
solid
liked the film.
take.
It was very good.
Nice.
Very creepy as well.
We'll get into it more. Mark, what do you think?
It's a really
Sorry,
it's
guys.
a really tense film.
Yeah.
Like it does tension really well. But by repeating like the same bit over and over again, but you're still going, oh fucking hell, something's gonna happen. Some shit's gonna happen. Don't don't go in the pool. Why do people go in the pool that much at night? And then you watch it going, I bet it's great going for a swim at night though.
Yeah, you watch the trailer and you're like, well, you just wouldn't go in on a night. But then you're watching the film and you're like, I definitely would go in that pool on a night, yeah.
How many times when you're on a holiday do you walk by the pool and go, oh, why is that fucking closed now?
Yeah.
I could go on a swim right now.
Especially if it's like heated by geothermal springs and it's warm on a night. You'd definitely want to go in there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and so, it's helped by the fact that it's got Wyatt Russell and Kerry Condon in the lead roles, having two like quite established and good, very good actors and good screen presences. Within that, I certainly think helps it. If it was just like, if it was
skin jobs,
if it was actors that you would normally expect to make a film like Night Swim, then it might not. It might not quite feel that. If it was fucking, what's his name? If it was, let's say, Kate Bosworth and one of the fucking Amell brothers, you'd be a little bit more like, oh no, fucking, this is a bit boring.
Yeah. No, but it is, it's very carried by...
Yeah.
I think even the kid performances are really good in it. Apart from that Elliot kid, he can fucking drive.
Well, no, 'cause he plays wet quite well.
Yeah, he does,
Yeah.
Like, physically wet or, like, emotionally wet?
I'm just thinking that myself.
Both. He pulls both off,
Yeah.
yeah. I had a good time with it. What do you think, Ian?
Yeah, I think we're 3 for 3 here, to be honest. I mean, it's... the third act, in particular, just made me think of, like... It was like those American remakes of J-horrors that you'd get, like, around the late noughties, early teens. Like Jessica Alba doing The Eye, or something like that. Except...
Good.
It's not, A, it's good, and B, that J-horror didn't actually exist. Like, but it does feel influenced by, like, Dark Water and Ring, as well as the Amityville Horror and The Shining. And you know, and like the bit with the old woman where like she turns around, she's smiling, and the black shit's coming out of her eyes and whatnot. You know, like which is great. You know, I mean that. And the thing is, it you know, I've seen a lot of people like scoffing at it, going, "Well, what the fuck?" It's like, do you know what? Ring is about a videotape. If you watch it, you get a phone call saying you're going to die in 7 days. That's fucking dumb as well, isn't it? If you actually think about it, that's fucking retarded.
Good horror kind of is dumb. You know, it's almost like when people say, "Oh, do you know what's great?" When like, and it's a personal bugbear for me when people say that a film's really ambitious, so it's high concept.
Yeah, you hate that, don't you?
Fucking low concept is a good thing.
No, but I don't.
There's a pool, right? Yeah. What's a pool? Look, it's haunted. Oh, so what happens? It's just fucking haunted, mate. It's right, Melland.
No, because like they could have just gone, well, someone died here, so it's haunted. It's not that.
No.
It's an ancient spring that's like, it takes life to give life.
Yeah.
Like, it's got mythology there. It's got its own mythology. Like, and it's not stupid mythology.
I think like, it is, because there is like a big thing in there in J horror and in Asian horror writing and everything, it is like often related to water.
Yeah.
There's like a whole thing about it. I think I remember it must be about 10 years ago. I'm fairly certain that Kermode did a Radio 4 documentary about it once.
Right.
Talking just about, or maybe from one of his books, I don't know, about like the about that. So it is quite cool, the fact that it is very, like you said there, Ian, it is very reminiscent of that kind of horror.
And vibe-wise as well,
Yeah.
But do you know what? It could have just gone, some kid died here, it's haunted. And it didn't. It went beyond that and came up with, like... It came up with its own mythology.
Well, you were thinking when they were saying, it's from a spring and it's geothermal. You were thinking, well, how's that going to come back later?
Yeah.
Oh, it fucking does.
Yeah, definitely.
That guy, by the way, like the pool guy, he's in it for what, like a couple of minutes. He makes a mark though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he
like
does.
I kind of wanted him to come back again.
Yeah, the sage old wise man.
Absolutely, but and, I mean, this is the thing as well, and it's like the genius of Blumhouse is the way that they're able to get actors that are way too good for this shit, because they're like, look, we're going to pay you fuck all, but when this makes a shitload of money, you're going to make a shitload of money. And I bet that's what they've done with Russell and Condon here. Kerry Condon is coming off of a fucking Oscar nomination for the Banshees of Inisherin. Like, she was one of, like, the last Oscar season's big, like, where the fuck did she come from? And now she's doing Night Swim with a really good American accent.
Yep.
And, like, genuinely pulls off being the mum who's, like absolutely fine on the surface and kind of, like, kicking her legs about like a swan under the surface. Like that whole kind of, like, having to be good at everything kind of thing. I think she plays that well. And Wyatt Russell as well. I mean, he has to pull off lines like, that pool is the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
And he does. And Kerry Condon's reaction to that, she pulls that off as well. I mean, God, and that bit as well where, like, the therapist is like, the physiotherapist or whatever is like, you've gotten way better. Like, what's happened? And he just looks at her and smiles and goes, we have a pool.
Yeah,
and it's
that
just,
is good, yeah.
I mean, it's great. Man, if this was 2 degrees either to the left or right, you'd be pissing yourself.
Oh yeah, it knows what it is. But again, that's why I think it works, because they both know that this is a little bit silly, but they're not playing it over, like, absolutely deadpan fucking serious, but they're also not taking the piss.
Yeah. They're playing it.
It feels...
Yeah, exactly right, okay, yeah.
It feels quite natural.
It's like, I'll be honest, I don't think any of the jump scares particularly worked for me. And, like, the kind of, like, there was a bit where, like, something came out behind her, and it just kind of looked like the bit where Bilbo goes all Gollum-y in The Lord of the Rings for a second.
Was that the bit where I leaned over to you and went, I'm old Greg?
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, it's a bit booshy.
I kind of think the budget kind of, like, played at that point, but at the same time, there's a lot of shit that at least looks like it was filmed underwater, and it's very evocative as well. Like, just where, like, she's swimming down to, like, get the kid towards the end, and it just looks like it's like the ocean, like it's just so deep.
When you leaned up to me and went, pool's deep as fuck.
But I mean, it just like, it's got that whole kind of surreal kind of, like, again, it doesn't make any sense, but just vibe with it.
Yeah, that's it.
Kind of thing.
That's it. You've got to be invested in it. If you want to, the thing is, it's one of those ones. If you want to be snide and pick holes in it and go, well, why would the pool be that deep? It's like, what? Why would the pool be fucking haunted, you dickhead?
You idiot. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I mean, Don't get me wrong. I mean, like, it's not one of the great films of the year, but
I don't necessarily agree with you there.
fucking hell, okay.
Of this year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's...
I mean, it might be, so far.
I think
It's a good start for horror.
Yeah, good, solid, big screen horror. Like, it opened to 12 million in the US. I think it cost 15. It's gonna do well, and I think Wyatt Russell and Kerry Condon are gonna get some very nice back end out of it, and good for them.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by it. Could have been, like you say, inch to the left, inch to the right. It could have not worked, but it skates that line really well.
Well, I think Blumhouse now are looking at this and going, we like that first week in January.
Mm-hmm.
We like that first week in January. I guarantee there's going to be a Blumhouse come out that first week in January.
For the next few years.
For the next few years. Because they did Mithrigan last year, wasn't it? And then Night Swim this year. They'll throw one at that.
This is very definitely better than Mithrigan.
It's better than Mithrigan, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Mithrigan
2, I think, is January next year.
Is January next year, yeah.
Mithrigan.
But it's like you said, there's no jump scare that actually gets you to go, fuck.
No.
But there's a lot of you watch it going, don't put your hand down there. Don't put your hand down there.
There's no real scary bit, but the entirety of the film is creepy as fuck.
And it's grim as well. You know, like that first scene, fucking what, like 8, 9-year-old kid dies. You know, and just like the revelation later on that it's like, the mum just fucking let her.
Yeah, when she locks that door and keeps her fucking Tommy locked away.
Oh my god! Even I did like that. She says like, oh, he doesn't he doesn't visit as often as I would like. Yeah, I fucking bet if he knows that you're. Like you sacrificed your daughter for him. I bet he doesn't visit that often.
Yeah, because you look fucking nuts.
Fucking hell. But yeah, I thought that was a great twist on the expectation, that scene as well. You know, where you think she's just going to be like too traumatized to talk about it or something, and
well, she's just denying her existence at all.
Yeah.
No, he's an only child.
Are you sure? I mean, it's Kerry Condon's kind of looking going, not really.
But how would you play that in that scenario? You're lying, though.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely not shit. Really,
definitely not shit.
Really solid.
Really good start to the year for horror.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this is the sort of horror film where people should be saying, oh, it's the first great horror of the year. But it won't. It'll be some fucking bland as fuck thing about trauma.
Yeah, definitely not shit from me.
Yeah, our audience poll was... I'll just get to it once I can find it. Definitely not shit 25% and shit 75%.
Oh.
Okay, so people don't agree with us. Fucking losers.
I mean, it got a C cinema score in the US as well. It does seem like people don't like it. I know the guy who wrote the review for Empire was like, I think I've got one of the only positive takes out there on this, but I liked it, and I think he gave it like a 4 out of 5. You know, fair play. But yeah,
it's decent. I think it'll find a nice little audience when it comes out on VOD in like February.
Yep. Okay. Let's talk. Once I get the IMDb up. Anyone But You, which has got a better IMDb summary. Directed by Will Gluck, starring Sydney Sweeney, the mumbly girl who looks like she has a secret, Glen Powell, Alexandra Shipp, Mia Artemis, Nat Buchanan, lots of people. Fucking Dermot Mulroney and Rachel Griffiths are in it. There you go. There's some people as well. So, after an amazing first date, Bea and Ben's fiery attraction turns ice cold until they find themselves unexpectedly reunited at a destination wedding in Australia. So they do what any two and then it won't let me read the rest. So that's where we're going to leave it. Oh no, mature adults would do, pretend to be a couple. There you go. Mark.
Yes.
Anyone But You.
Yes.
You liked this, didn't you?
Fucking loved it. I genuinely loved every fucking second. I was a little bit, like, worried going in.
Really?
Because I am the target audience for this. And I worried because we'd watched When Harry Met Sally, haven't we? Literally, like, the day before.
Yes.
And I was like, have I made a mistake in watching the best rom-com of all time? To then follow it with, the film that is kind of been pushed as, look, can we have rom-coms back, please? Than that. And I was a little bit excited. I'd not really seen Sydney Sweeney in anything. And people seem to be a bit Marmite on her.
Yeah.
But then you had the bathroom scene in the coffee shop. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'm all right with this. She seems like she can send herself up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm down with this. And I just had a great time with the whole thing. The screenplay is paper thin. It relies on you enjoying them as a duo, and it ticks all the boxes of what this type of rom-com should do. It's frothy, it's fun, it's almost all set during the day, and it's two very attractive people bumping into each other a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Some absolutely brilliant fucking lines, including one that I laughed and just probably too much at, and then realised that nobody else was laughing.
I need to know what this line is. You've previewed that take with me.
So you know when they're swimming out to the boat?
Oh yes, this is a good one.
And
I told
he...
Isabel as well. I mean, I told Isabel about it as well, and she was like, "Yeah, do you know what? That's fucking funny as hell."
And he can't quite keep up with her, and she's like, "What's going on? I thought you did like 1 billion fucking push-ups a day."
Look at you, like super fit.
And he goes, and he's like, I can bench somewhere, and she goes, "Oh my god,
I just don't do cardio," and she's like, "Oh my god, you're hot girl fit."
Your hot girl fit fucking killed me.
Yeah, because it's so a thing.
Your hot girl fit just absolutely I laughed way too much in an incredibly busy screening, and I think a lot of people were there going, "What is that idiot laughing at?"
Hot girl fit and real life fit is
it's
totally different things.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But I think part of the reason why I laughed at that is because it's a truth, and because when I joined Pure Gym, and I had like the tour around it, and the personal trainer who was doing the tour around it, there was like 4 of us in this like tour around it. So I said, "Oh, so what are your fitness goals?" And asked, and like it came to me last, and everyone had gone, "I want to get fit." And I just want to look hot and naked. And she looked at me with this look of disgust at my honesty. And I was like, "What? I'm pretty sure everybody here just wants to look fucking hot and naked. Am I the only person saying it?"
Did anyone back you up?
No. And I was like, I thought, I have just said the fucking quiet bit out loud, and everybody is judging me, but I am the only honest person in here.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you're right.
Yeah. No, I had a great time, but I absolutely admit that getting me to like this film was not that difficult.
Your low-hanging fruit here.
I was... All you had to do was tick a couple of boxes. And I was like, I'm sold. Fucking sold. But I had a great time.
Very good. Bex?
Similar, but to a lesser extent, I would say. Rom-coms are not I am not the target demographic. It's not something that I find hugely charming. But going on a cold fucking December day to watch 2 beautiful people be beautiful in sunny climes was a definite escapist balm for the soul.
Yeah.
The story itself...
Sweet. I never looked like that. That man's made out of cobbles. It's a great line.
That is good. The story itself doesn't necessarily hang well. It doesn't feel hugely realistic, but it's sunny and there's beautiful people in not many clothes. So it's, do you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm fine. It's definitely not one of the greats when it comes to rom-coms, but it's
up a tier. I'm not saying it's top tier.
It's not top tier. I wouldn't necessarily. If there's something between top tier and whatever this is, that's probably it. It's probably like 2 down from top tier for me.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Sorry. Oh, go sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you. Cheers, guys. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really enjoyed it as well. I agree. It's not like a top tier rom-com, but at the same time, it is very nice to see a rom-com actually on the big screen, because it doesn't happen often. Certainly these days, which is, I mean, this film, like, if it was released in like the early noughties, like, it already would have made over $100 million in the US. It'd be really on its way. I think the comments about the screenplay and kind of like the general structure about it, I think, yeah, absolutely. At the end, like, there's a bit where the ex of Sydney, like the two exes, like, kiss, and it's, there's a moment where they kind of, like, they're on that ship and they look at each other, don't say anything, and walk off, and it's like, there's some material on the cutting room floor here, and I feel like there's a 2.25 hour version of this which really fleshes everything out, like the fact as well that the ex's boyfriend, the Australian guy, the way he's just around, and then she's like, yeah, I done to him, it wasn't really working out again. Really?
It's very much like he's gone.
It's like, yeah, it's the Sydney.
I quite enjoyed his energy. He seemed really the ridiculousness of when he was swimming and it was just like sped up, so he was unbelievably quick.
I mean, he was hella quick though.
but it was just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. I thought it was light and I thought it was breezy. Sydney Sweeney's a really interesting presence. I'm glad that quiet MVP Brian Brown just calls out in the film mumbly girl that looks like she's got a secret.
Yeah.
Because I heard somebody say that it sounds like she's literally just heard the lines 20 seconds before they say action, and there is a bit of that to her, but it's almost like, but that's just her. That's not like her. That's not her acting. It's just what she seems to be. I don't know. Like, I've never seen Euphoria, so I haven't watched Reality, that film she was in a year or two back. So I really have no frame of reference for Sydney Sweeney. But I'm assuming this is just how she's going to talk in Madam Web as well. Yeah.
I think it's just her thing. I mean, I like the fact that she was also a producer on this.
Yeah.
She was the driving force behind this film getting made.
I mean, she's decent in Nocturne, from what I remember. And she's in that Voyeurs. Did none of us watch the Voyeurs?
I've not watched that yet. I will be watching it because, yeah, I'm all in on the Sydney Sweeney thing. I think she was fucking incredibly charming in this and fun.
But yeah, I watched Nocturne, but out of the corner of my eye, and I seem to remember her being pretty good in that. I don't remember the film that well because it's from a few years back, but
yeah, but I also like the fact I've seen like a few interviews with her around this and a bits of press bits, and she's been quite fun. Like when she shot down the do you think it was quite exploitative? You know, the way that you were in the recent Rolling Stones video, and she's like, "What are you on about?" And it was like, you know, it was quite exploitative. You know, you were in a music video with, you know, these old musicians. She's like, "Do you think I didn't know what was going on? What are you on about?"
I love that she's in the remake for Barbarella.
And as well, and then they carried on and she just went, "Can I just stop you before you continue digging a hole for yourself?" Like, I like being this. This is cool. It's really nice being this. I'm not always going to be this, so I enjoy being this.
It is interesting because it's like her upbringing as well. Like, she got some shit last year because like she posted some stuff on Instagram at like a family party and somebody had a MAGA hat on. Like, it doesn't it feels like she doesn't come from what you generally consider to be young Hollywood actor background.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of just like not like potential spikiness, but also maybe just being a little bit more real than other people in that kind of situation, I think yeah. I mean, like, believe me, I'm not a massive fan of Republicans and whatnot, but I think there is maybe space for, you know, young actors who are centre left and centre right, and that be okay. You know, I'd much rather have that than a lot of folks solely from like a hard left point of view, as much, well, not as much as a hard right point of view, if I'm being honest, but almost as much as. And Sydney Sweeney, it kind of feels like maybe there are a few more shades of grey in that people need to get comfortable with her. But that's nothing to do with this film. Like, it's yeah, I think she's a good presence. The fact that she's producer, not executive producer, but producer of this film in her early 20s is really cool. That's very promising to see what she can do in the future with that kind of thing.
I mentioned this film to Isabel actually while she was back, and she was saying, it looks alright and everything, but apart from Sydney Sweeney, I was like, I thought you liked Sydney Sweeney. She was in that Euphoria that you liked, and she was like, yeah, but she's like a real bad dickhead. And I asked her to expand on it, and she says that she's a dirty homewrecker who cheated with Glen Powell on his partner.
Yeah, but that's nonsense.
During production of this movie, and that she's a trumper.
But she's not a trumper. She's not a trumper. She's kind of been very much like, look, I'm not going to not speak to my family because some of them don't share my views. And she was commenting about the whole thing and saying, you know, the whole, like, me and Glen Powell thing, having a relationship, I just kind of brushed that off, but it really affected, like, his personal life. And it was really hard on him, and that's why it pissed me off.
I'm just saying what the perception is with, like, the kids.
Yeah. The kids
It's
are
just
stupid.
Yeah.
There is still, at time of speaking, some delineation between Republican and Trumper.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, that
It's going to disappear very soon.
that is shrinking, but that, yeah, I don't know. Like, I that's getting into a whole thing. But, you know, there are other Republicans who are not great. They're not Trump, but I don't know. It's getting into the politics of it all. Like, you know, but it just, like, Sydney Sweeney's family, she can't help the family she has. Even if Sydney Sweeney's a Republican, it doesn't necessarily make her a bad person. It makes her definitely a person with different views from a lot of people in her industry. But it doesn't absolutely make her a bad person. If she came out and said, I'm supporting Trump, then, you know, that's where that other guy, Vikesh, whatever his name is, who's awful as well.
If she came out and supported one of the bad dickheads.
I need to get that guy's name now. This is doing my nut. It's not Vikesh. Republican presidential candidates. Here we go. Sorry, this is really going to bother me. I'll just be a second. I mean, yeah, like Ron DeSantis, obviously. Vivek Ramaswamy, that fucker. Yeah, God, he's 38. God, that's depressing. But, you know, but anyway, Sydney Sweeney, decent in this. Glen Powell, better, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's very good at... He's very good at Hot Idiot.
Yeah.
I really love the fact that Natasha Bedingfield has had very, very little cultural impact apart from that one song that just comes back and back and back every few years.
I almost agree with you, apart from the fact that I hate that song so much.
Do you find it amusing, though, that it's just a thing?
But it's a terrible song.
And it's like, what does he call it? Is not comfort song, like his support song or something?
Something else than that. Safety Song, I think it is.
Yeah. Even though I do, I prefer the fact that Murder on the Dance Floor is suddenly a thing again. That's fucking funny.
What I do find amusing is the fact that you've got that there's this current trend of wealthy people dancing around their house to Murder on the Dance Floor as like a trend thing, and you watch it going,
God, really?
You did not understand that film at all, did you? You absolute idiots.
Yeah.
It's so... The life that Saltburn's taken on is really interesting. Like, the cinema release and then quite quickly on Prime over Christmas was a good combo. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, and making it almost like a dare to watch it with your family.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
About that.
Yeah.
It has kind of been a thing. It's funny and it's fun. I know you didn't like it, Becky, because you don't like fun. But it's an awful lot of fun, that film.
I think I like it for reasons Emerald Fennell may not intend on. I don't know. Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't.
I watched that. Is it Variety that do that series where they have them kind of
directors and shit
and talking about it? You know, the one where Taika Waititi made a complete tit of himself. I watched hers for Saltburn, and it was really interesting. And you're going, oh, all right, fair enough. There's a lot more directorial in this film than going on than I first kind of like noticed. But then also I was going, but I think you think this is a little bit more serious than it is.
Right. Okay.
Which I'm kind of cool with.
I mean, it's just we have a film where Barry Keoghan drinks Jacob Elordi's cummy bath water. Like, what a world!
Yeah, and the fact that there's a cocktail bar somewhere doing a cocktail called Jacob Elordi's bathwater.
Oh, gross.
Anyway, anyone but you. I'm glad.
Definitely not shit for me.
Yeah. And it's cool to see it do well in the cinema as well.
Yeah.
It's real refreshing to go see something at the cinema that's not a biggie, if that makes sense. It's just, it's a bit of froth.
It's cool to go and see this film at a cinema and it do well at a cinema and it not go straight to a streaming service because it's, for as well as things like Barbie and Oppenheimer and bits like that doing inordinately well and amazing, this making money at a cinema is really good for A, cinemas, and B, for studios looking at it and going, do you know what?
Maybe we should put it out there.
We can put this next film that's similar to this out in a cinema. Make a good amount of money, and then while it's still in the consciousness of people, while people are still chatting about it,
Then
bang,
we
can stick it on VOD.
Yeah. But yeah, I do think definitely for me, the time of year of its release, like walking into a cinema when it's cold and fucking icy rain outside to then go watch beautiful people in Australia in the sun was nice.
Still think it should have released at Valentine's.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. But I mean, it just the fact that because it's released for the cinema as well, they actually put some money behind it. Because you look at the Netflix and Amazon rom-coms now, and they feel like they just don't have any budget to them. Like Your Place or Mine, that Ashton Kutcher and fucking God, who was it Reese Witherspoon? Yeah, that film just had no money paid whatsoever apart from the actors most likely, whereas this it looks like a film.
It was nice for Will Gluck to go back to what he's good at after Annie and the Peter Rabbit movies.
Hey, Peter Rabbit 2's good.
I will take your word for it.
Peter Rabbit 2 is a very fun, weirdly meta comment on the idea of doing Peter Rabbit as a blockbuster for kids.
Is James Corden involved in it in any way whatsoever?
Yes, he
I'll
voices
pass
a
then.
character called Peter Rabbit.
Yeah, I'll pass them.
Yeah.
You can just go and fucking die.
Doesn't Margot Robbie also narrate one of the characters?
Yeah,
in
she
that?
narrates him. Yeah.
I
Weird.
might actually give those a fucking go, though.
The first one's not great, don't get me wrong. The second one is alright.
No, I might give them a go at some point. Just
Rose Byrne plays bloody Beatrix Potter, basically, in it, for fuck's sake.
I mean, I've watched everything else he's done, including the Annie film he made.
Really?
Yeah.
The what film?
The Annie one. You know, Annie, the Will Smith and Jada
Annie!
Smith,
Right.
the Jay-Z.
Yeah, no, I've not seen that.
Yeah, it's not
That's
really
old Quavengene, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cameron
okay.
Diaz.
Yeah. Cool. Definitely not shit.
Definitely not shit, yeah. Had a real fucking good time with that film.
Good stuff.
What was our audience poll? Definite shit 43%, touching cloth 14%, and our audience a miserable 43%.
Yeah, I don't know. Shit seems real harsh, but hey, alright, fine. Mark, Becky, what have you guys been up to?
What have we been? Well, who wants to go first? Right. Well, I'm gonna go first for the simple fact that I'm not going to talk much about Society of Snow because I fell asleep, didn't I?
Do not blame me.
So full disclosure, didn't really watch all of Society of Snow because I was asleep.
Okay.
Well, let's do that as a bit of a what else we watched kind of thing later on then.
Yeah. Well, strap your fucking selves in, motherfuckers. because I have watched a lot.
Go on then.
I won't cover the ones that we watched together, Bex. We can cover those there.
Okay.
So after watching Ferrari, I decided to watch Le Mans 66, or Ford versus Ferrari, as it is called in different territories, which is very confusing. So I believe I watched this, I think on Boxing Day morning, which feels like a very Boxing Day. No, it wasn't. It was New Year's Day morning.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
New Year's Day
Still
morning.
feels like a New Year's Day morning watch as well, to be fair.
Yeah. But it is a great New Year's Day watch. You were still in bed, weren't you?
I caught the end of it.
You caught the end of it, like the last 10 minutes, didn't
Yeah.
you? But yeah, so I came downstairs and I'd actually started watching it as a lunch break watch at work. But then about 10 minutes in, went, nope, I want to watch this properly, big TV, sat on New Year's Day morning. That's gonna be my New Year's Day little treat. Le Mans 66 is great. It's a really great movie. It's 2.5 hours of just actors really seeming like they're enjoying themselves in what is not a serious movie, but them acting not even that seriously about it, but it's people doing their job really well. I can see why Michael Mann was originally going to make this movie. And he's a producer on it because he owned the rights to the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you get past the fact that Christian Bale is very much doing the character's voice, so you've got set in in the middle of America in the 60s, you've got this really thick Brummy accent. Is really quite fun that's there. But it looks good, it's tense, it's Matt Damon and Christian Bale having like a fight, but like a really bad fight in the middle of the street at one point.
Okay.
Didn't
catch that bit.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a really good, fun movie. It falls in the category of this is a dad movie.
Oh, okay.
It's very much a dad movie. And I enjoyed that about it. It's just good. It's just good filmmaking.
You know, like like a dad.
No, I'm not like a dad. No, but I
Like a cool dad.
I don't think I'm that far. But I had a good time with Ford versus Ferrari. Mm-hmm. Do you know what else is a dad movie that I watched? That I didn't have as good a time with? 13 Days. Which is a Roger Donaldson movie.
Yeah,
about
that's
the
a
Cuban
dad
Missile
as
Crisis.
fuck movie. Yeah.
Starring Kevin Costner, Bruce Greenwood, Dylan Baker, and many other kind of character actors cropping up there. The thing is, I remember seeing this at the cinema, really enjoying it, not watched it since, and it is 2.5 hours long. And it is very much it's just a political drama / thriller, where a lot of it is people talking to each other. And I like that in movies. I like movies that are just people talking to each other in a really well done way. The problem is, when I was watching it, like now, I was watching going, with if this film was made 10 years later, because it was made in 2000, if it was made 10 years later, it would have been written by Aaron Sorkin.
Right.
And it would have been better.
Fair.
And that is the problem as I was watching it all the way through, going,
Love to watch that.
this just isn't quite, it doesn't quite have the patter
Right.
that it might have had. But I still had a good time with it. But it does start to drag a little bit. Which I don't remember when I first watched it dragging that much. And also Kevin Costner's doing an accent. And he's really leaning into the accent he's doing. So moving on from people who are really leaning into accents, because we've had Christian Bale doing an accent. We've had Kevin Costner doing an accent. Let's move into Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time.
Fuck me. Wow.
And Jake Gyllenhaal doing an accent. Ian, have you seen Prince of Persia, Sands of Time?
Yeah, there's a bit where Alfred Molina does some camel racing,
Yeah.
I seem to recall.
And
yeah.
Alfred Molina's having a lot of fun. I think Alfred Molina having fun in a movie is a brilliant thing. It's always great when Alfred Molina turns up and he's having a lot of fun in a movie. Mm-hmm. And he's having a lot of fun here. But the problem is, all the way through Prince of Persia, you're going, but just wait, why is Jake Gyllenhaal doing, like, a West End accent? This isn't directed by Guy Ritchie.
Is he like a Cockney accent?
It's not a Cockney accent. No, he's not doing Cockney. He's not doing an East End Cockney accent. He's doing a West End London.
Okay.
So it's not a geezer accent.
But it's a London.
But it's a London accent.
And he's supposed to be the Prince of literal Persia.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like this film is just layering up at whitewashing.
I mean, Gemma Arterton's the love interest, isn't she? She's not playing an English naif.
No, she's not. And she's an awful lot of fun in it because she's basically just being a dick to everybody, which Gemma Arterton could pull off with a plum. Like when she meets the king, and it's like, well, you need to kind of show a little bit more humility. And the king's first response to her is, because she's literally like the princess of this holy land. And it's like, oh, your land is very beautiful. She said, well, it wasn't until your rapist and oath turned up. And it's like, that's not humility. Well played. Casting Ben Kingsley in a role and going, well, he's clearly a bad guy.
Yes.
It's not very good.
No, it doesn't
No.
seem like it would be.
It's not very good, but can't deny that I didn't have a good time with it. Straight up rips off Aladdin for like the first 10 minutes.
Right.
like there's a scene in it where I was going, I mean, are they just going to burst into song? Are these people going to start calling him street trash and riff raff?
Do they?
They don't. Would have been funny if they did. And wouldn't have surprised me. Had a decent enough time with it. Gonna gonna fire through. So what else have we got? Have we got any others that have accents? I mean, yeah, U571. Let's do this. Watch U571.
Right?
Not sure why.
But you did.
Mark, you could apply that to like 90% of the stuff you watch.
Oh, there's more.
I bet.
There's some fucking strapping going on later on. Yeah, watch U571. Again, watch this in the cinema. And remember spending the entire time just shaking my head at it. It basically is Navy propaganda. This movie.
Okay.
So.
Well, like that one advert that we saw in the cinema earlier.
Oh, don't, because you know how much the fucking Forces adverts annoy me in the cinema.
They do upset you, don't they?
Yeah. Fuck off. But yeah, this is just bad. It's the controversial thing about U571 is they managed to crack the Enigma coding machine by finding it, which is just not true. It's just not true at all.
Okay.
And what makes it worse is it's Matthew McConaughey and John Bon Jovi that find it.
Yeah.
John Bon Jovi's alright in this.
Yeah?
He's not bad. He's not the worst thing in it.
What is?
The existence of this movie. Okay. And it's written by my boy David Ayer, who was in the Navy.
Right.
And wrote it whilst he was in the Navy.
Still got it wrong.
What?
And still got it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not very good. It's not very good. U571. Do you know what is good? Mechanic
U572?
Resurrection.
Oh.
No.
What resurrection? Sorry, I trampled all over that.
Mechanic Resurrection.
Okay, so this isn't the one with Ben Foster. That's the first one, isn't
That's
it?
the first. This one with Tommy Lee Jones and Michelle Yeoh.
I've seen this film, and I could not have told you in 1,000 Days of Sundays that was...
Yeah. Mechanic Resurrection has 2 Academy Award winners in it. And Jessica Alba.
Aww.
It's a fun movie. He kills a man, right? Right? By essentially blowing up, but just small enough blowing up, the bottom of a guy's cantilevered swimming pool that is at the top of a skyscraper.
Right.
And he blows it up just enough that it cracks, and then creates like this whirlpool bit that he gets sucked through, and then hits the floor and dies.
That rings a bell, actually.
It happens in this movie.
The mechanic movies
There's only 2 of them.
Yeah, but they're not the ones where he has to keep like electro.
No, they're Crank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're also Statham, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the mechanic movies, but that does ring a bell.
It's a good deal of fun. Is the Mechanic Resurrection? People should watch it more.
Yeah.
I genuinely had a really good time with it. It's Statham doing Statham-y things.
That's fair.
And that's always a good thing.
Statham gonna stay.
Yeah. What else have I watched? I think I've got 2 more that I watched on my own here.
You keep skimming over this one, and I'm fascinated as to what the fuck this is.
The Journey of Natty Gang.
What?
The Journey of Natty Gang is a 1985 Disney film starring Meredith Salinger, John Cusack, and Ray Wise. So it's set in the 30s, in the Great Depression, in Chicago, where there's not a lot of work there. So Ray Wise is raising his daughter, Natty, and he can't get work, so he's having to rely on like little day jobs that he can get. And then he gets offered this job in Washington, but he can't take the kid. He has to go. So what he does is he goes to that, leaves her in the care of the woman who runs the house the hotel that he lives in, It's not like a nice hotel. And then he says, when I've got enough money, I'll send for her. She's like, well, I don't like this. Runs away and tries to go and find him.
Right.
And the film is that journey. So her riding the railroads, adopting a wolf.
Can I ask you what I feel is a pertinent question?
Yes.
What brought you to this movie?
No idea. The thing is...
Was it when you were in the depths of your illness?
Yeah,
You were
a little bit. I
hallucinating?
just wanted something that was kind of low energy and because Disney did a lot of these movies around the mid 80s and early 90s before CG became a fucking thing. And I mean, this movie did quite well, and it was quite well reviewed. And I thought I might give a couple of these a go. Let's see what they're like.
And you thought the first one I'm going to go with Natty fucking Gan.
Yeah, I was thought, right, John Cusack. Yeah, let's go for that. Stand by me here, John Cusack.
To be fair, I once bought on iTunes a Disney film that I still haven't watched called Scandalous John. So sometimes the title of a film's just well, I need to have some aspect of that in my life.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, as well, I'm halfway through. I haven't finished watching it. I'm halfway through White Fang, the Ethan Hawke one.
White Fang's good though.
Yeah. Well, fuck you, because you just mocked my journey of Natty Gann.
Yeah, because no one's fucking heard of the journey of Natty Gann. People have heard of White Fang.
Yeah. I was a little bit worried, though, because I did watch it because the John Cusack element.
Yeah.
And then he was in it, early on. And then not in it until, the last 10 minutes again.
Okay.
But then he does come back. But then there is a bit of a romance thing between John Cusack and Meredith Salinger's character.
Natty Gann.
Yeah, and you are a little bit right, he seems a lot older than she is. So yes, I was a little bit worried there, but I had a decent enough time with it, with the journey of Natty Gann.
So weird.
So I've got one more that I watched on my own.
Go on.
I watched Saving Silverman.
Oh god, I've heard about this.
Ian, have you ever seen Saving Silverman?
Jason Biggs one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Right. I hadn't seen Saving Silverman.
Is it Amanda Peet?
It is Amanda Peet.
Where the fuck did I pull that out of?
Right? So for people who haven't watched Saving Silverman...
Don't.
Stupid shit.
Which,
go on.
Which I'm guessing is most people. Right? The story is... You've got three childhood friends played by Steve Zahn, Jack Black and Jason Biggs. Three childhood friends who've grown up together and are still friends now in their early 20s. And they're kind of idiots. Steve Zahn is he thinks he's the leader of it all, and he has a what is it he does? He's like a bug killer. What are they called? Exterminator, that's the pricks. He's that. Jack Black is just the Jack Black character.
Yeah.
And Jason Biggs is this hopeless romantic.
Right.
There. But also, they're in a Neil Diamond tribute band.
Of course they are.
Right? It's true. Now, Jason Biggs' character ends up dating Amanda Peet's character. And she is a bitch. An absolute piece of shit. Who also seems to be allergic to bras. Which is a character in of itself, trust me, within the movie. So she says that he can't be friends with these two anymore. So what they decide to do is kidnap her. And then set him up with this other girl that was the love of his life during college, during high school, who's just come back to town. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It doesn't go well. No, it doesn't go well. But do you know who does come to the rescue in the end? Neil Diamond comes to the rescue in the end.
What, actual Neil Diamond?
Yep.
Is one of the characters called Caroline?
No, sadly not.
Okay.
But their Neil Diamond tribute band is called Diamonds in the Rough.
That's good. Right, Kiki, that's what you've been wanting. Sorry. Kiki has been a bit of a dickhead for the last 20 minutes or so. like constantly wanting fucking strokes and whatnot, or so I thought. It's not that. She's got a fucking toy stuck somewhere.
She was just getting your attention to it. This is, by the way, I'm fairly certain this is Dennis Dugan's directorial debut.
Go on, get it. I'm sorry, I'm not on mute. Sorry.
Actually, it's not his directorial debut. He had done Big Daddy, Beverly Hills Ninja. He'd done a lot of films that people like. Wait, hang on a minute. Completed it.
Oh God, tragic.
I've just realised I've completed my Dennis Dugan.
Because they're shit. They're all shit.
Yeah, I've watched all of Dennis Dugan's films.
Well done.
Yeah.
Said no one ever except you.
Me and Adam Sandler.
Jesus.
I had a good time with Saving Silverman. It's a fun movie.
Sounds awful.
Not going to deny that.
I'm somewhat intrigued by the Neil Diamond aspect, I won't lie.
Ali Emery plays their high school football coach.
Good.
Right? Who goes to prison for murdering a referee. Right?
Fucking hell.
And then when he gets released from prison, he comes to stay with Steve Zahn and Jack Black. Notices that they've got this girl, Amanda Peet, like kidnapped her and she's in the basement. So he basically says, "You cowards! How come you can't kill her?" And then tries to kill her.
What?
Doesn't work. She's a psychologist.
Doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. He don't manage to kill her.
Right, okay.
She's
Amanda
a psychologist, yeah. And during while she's kidnapped and she's in the basement, she works out quite easily who's kidnapped her.
Yeah.
Basically starts counselling Jack Black's character and convinces him that he's gay.
Right.
So he realises that he's gay. At the end of the movie, he's in a relationship with Ali Emery's character.
The murderer.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
It's bonkers, is this movie? Yeah. 5 out of 5, can't even sit down and watch it. No, I did have a good time watching it. We've got the ones that we've watched together, but do you want a bit of a turn, Ian? Or should we just keep rocking and rolling?
No, you keep on going. 'Cause I mean, like, Bex doesn't talk much. It's all good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have both at separate times watched Uncharted, but not watched it together, I feel.
No, I think I watched it at cinema, then you watched it on your own.
Separately, yeah. Uncharted's fine. I feel like it's not as good as the games, but it's kind of like a prequel to the games.
It's odd that they've not said anything about a sequel. It's almost like they were like, right, we got away with that.
But I mean, apparently, both Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg have both separately said quite regularly, "Yeah, I'd do another one."
Yeah.
It's like you look at it and go, I'm surprised those two got along as well as apparently they did.
Yeah. No, do you know what? It's fun. The games are fun. The film is fun. It's a bit less troublingly grave Robbie than some other films that we've watched. In light of going, do you know what? Adventure films are fun. So yeah, the only thing I feel like always troubles me whenever I see this movie is I don't think that's how they would transport an ancient galleon.
I think it might be,
Maybe just in a more responsible
in
manner.
a more responsible way, yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. It's good.
I will say though that no matter what, that Sophia Ali, her head does look like she's been.
Oh yeah, dragged through some cobwebs.
Yeah.
So then we also watched Fool's Gold, didn't we?
Watched Fool's Gold, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a theme that will come out as we go through these movies that we've watched together, which Fool's Gold plays into. Yeah, we really like Fool's Gold.
I really like Fool's
more
Gold.
than anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've probably watched this film more than anyone else has watched this film.
I think I might hold the record for person who's watched certain films more than anybody else.
Yeah, possibly. And Fool's Gold will probably be up there. Yeah, it's good.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's Matthew McConaughey doing Hot Idiot.
Beautiful people, warm weather.
Yeah, beautiful people. There've been a lot of beautiful people warm weather.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart before he became Kevin Hart.
Big bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's
And-
really good.
And
it's,
Ray Winston back when he was still watchable rather than the caricature of Ray Winston that he's become now.
yeah. No, it's
Wait,
it's real good. It's Fool's Gold.
I mean, he's just a big head on some fucking betting ads now, isn't he?
Yeah, Ray Winston essentially has become like the joke Ray Winston is. He's just gone, I'm going to actually just adopt that persona as myself.
Yeah.
Whereas actually he was quite fun in this.
Yeah. It is. It's. I would say it's better than the sum of its parts, but it's probably not the sum of its parts. Like, the parts are pretty good. So then we watched Mission to Mars.
Well, no, we'll do these two first, then we can circle back.
Okay.
We'll get our adventure out of the way, and then because we've got that one as well.
Yeah. Okay, so we watched Raiders of the Lost Ark because we were on an adventure kick, weren't we?
Yeah.
We'd watched Dial of Destiny. We'd toyed with the idea of going back and watching the earlier ones, and then thought, do you know what? Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah. It's adventure time.
It's adventure time. Raiders is really good.
Raiders is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still maintain Raiders is the best one.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's any argument against that.
No.
Thing is, I find it quite amusing because we also
We can do this as a duo.
yeah
don't
we also watched Temple of Doom and started watching Last Crusade, but haven't quite finished it yet.
No. And we're not watching Crystal Skull.
No, we're not. But yeah, like I think, a lot of the narrative around Temple of Doom was that it was too dark in comparison to Raiders, and then with Last Crusade they had to take it a little bit lighter again. This fucking franchise's answer to any problems just seems to be Nazis, but whatever.
But Indiana Jones is better when he's fighting Nazis. He just is.
But my argument here would be Raiders is pretty
Grim.
not family friendly.
Oh, it's
Anyway.
it's
Yeah, they're not
amazing
stealing
what
anyone's-
passed as family entertainment in the 80s.
Yeah. And yeah, they're not stealing anyone's heart, but they're still melting people's faces off
yeah. It's
and
grim as
chopping them
that.
up with helicopter fucking blades. So,
Yeah.
I don't really understand the whole, Temple of Doom is really dark and not appropriate for families argument in comparison to Raiders.
No. Raiders has got a terrifying Nazi in it.
Yeah. Yeah, and face melting.
Yeah, and face melting. It's great. I mean, it's Raiders of the Lost Ark. I like Temple of Doom,
She can fuck right off though.
but Kate Capshaw is as bad as people say.
Yeah.
There's no revisionism now going back and going, oh, well, no, she was kind of... No, she's bad.
The thing is, I think they've obviously gone with a whole, Marion Ravenwood is she's very comfortable
Yeah.
with the uncomfortable situation because she's been raised in it by her father and stuff like that. So with the Kate Capshaw character with Willie, they've obviously gone with a more fish out of water kind of thing, but she's just shit.
Yeah.
She's not a good fish out of water.
No.
She's just shit.
She's just screaming and
Yeah.
being... Yeah.
Which I think is what they've kind of gone, oh, well, that's what normal people would be like in this situation. But, no.
It feels a bit mishandled. But then you have Kalimar.
You do have that.
Yeah, you have a guy pulling people's hearts out.
Yes.
And
And that dickhead kid with his fucking voodoo dolls.
what a prick he is.
He is a prick, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a bellend as well.
He's a bellend as well, yeah.
Like that fucking pool.
We watched Mission to Mars, didn't we?
Yeah.
The Brian De Palma one. Not Ghosts of Mars. That's the fun version of this film.
Yeah, so when you suggested Mission to Mars,
You
I thought you meant Ghost of Mars.
with,
and went,
with
oh,
Jason
yeah.
Statham, didn't
And then
you?
I
Yeah.
hadn't seen this.
No. I had it at the cinema, but had kind of forgotten about it.
Did you think it was Ghost of Mars?
No, I knew it wasn't Ghost of Mars. But I thought it was a little bit lighter than it is.
It's not.
It's not. Fucking great score. Ennio Morricone's score is fantastic. It's grim though, isn't it? It's quite gnarly. It's Mission to Mars.
I don't think I'll ever forget that Tim Robbins bit.
Bleak, isn't it? Yeah. It's bleak.
Bleak, yeah.
As fuck.
Commits space Harry Carey to save everyone else.
Yeah. In front of everybody.
In front of everyone, and then floats back to them with his frozen fucking face.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
It's based on Disney ride.
And then what's his name? Lieutenant Dan guy.
Yeah, Gary Sinise.
He 2001 Space Odyssey's out of there.
Yep.
It's a dark movie.
It's a dark movie.
It's not what I anticipated when I agreed to watch Ghosts of Mars. There was Mission to Mars.
No, I think we might have to watch Ghost of Mars to kind of wash the flavour of,
palate cleanser
of Mission to Mars out of our brains.
Definitely. Yeah. Wasn't the fun ride I was expecting.
Hey, have you seen Ghost of Mars? Yeah. Do you want a really depressing version of that? Not really. Yeah, Mission to Mars.
Sure you do.
I don't want to watch it.
It's got Gary Sinise. Yeah.
Yep.
And then on a lighter note, on New Year's Eve we watched When Harry Met Sally, because of course we did.
And it's a fucking genius movie.
It is. So like, the New Year's Eve plan changed a number of times. In the
Yeah, it did, yeah.
As we both got gradually more poorly.
Yep.
And ended up being Chinese takeaway and When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
And then we were going to go across to the pub at like 11:45 to do the Happy New Year thing, and ended up watching the fireworks and go to bed.
You didn't. You stood up and played Alan Wake.
Well, yeah, I might have done it.
I went to bed. I at 20 past 11 looked at my watch and went, oh fucking hell, I'm not lasting another hour. And then managed to just get through the fireworks. They went, right, night, night.
Yeah, literally the fireworks fizzled out and he went, right, night. But we had made it through When Harry Met Sally before that, hadn't we?
I mean, you don't make it through When Harry Met Sally.
No, but we'd watched it earlier on in the night, hadn't we?
Yeah.
It's fucking great, it's When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I can watch it on any other night of the year anymore.
No, it has to be New Year's Eve night. New Year's Eve or New Year's Day I can get away with.
No, I think New Year's Day is too late.
Maybe.
You've got a very narrow window for this movie.
But yeah, it is the perfect rom-com.
Yes.
Well, that's it for me. Just those many movies.
Yeah. So mine on my own, I decided that fuck the haters, I was going to watch the Little Mermaid live action movie.
Yep. How'd that go?
Shouldn't have bothered. Don't get me wrong, Halle Bailey, fine. Is it Ariel? She's fine. It's not a movie that I have any particular like place in my heart for as the cartoon. So I wasn't like I'm not a You've Ruined My Childhood Little Mermaid fan. Anyway, so I was alright with that. But the guy who plays Prince Eric is absolutely fucking awful. Like, melodrama levels of awful. And Sebastian is pure nightmare fuel.
Well, do you know why?
Go on.
Because, as a cartoon, that character makes sense. He's like a Langoustine, isn't he?
Yeah, like a lobstery guy, I feel like,
Right?
in a cartoon.
That makes sense as a cartoon where you can draw a funny face on it. But having a realistic-looking lobster that fucking talks and sings
No, but it's not.
is
It's
terrifying.
So I think Sebastian's meant to be a crab, but in the cartoon looks more like a lobster.
So it's a crab. So it's just a fucking singing crab. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
That is why this whole fucking experiment of doing all of their classics as live action. For a start off, they're not live action. Crabs can't sing. They're still animation. They're just a different type of animation.
Yeah.
Don't you fucking say what crabs can and can't
They can't
do.
sing. Apart from that one that does like the throat slitting thing and that other one that smokes. You never seen the thing of the crab with that basically threatens somebody?
No.
I'll find it for you. It's brilliant. But yeah, they're a terrible idea. They are literally a waste of fucking money because all of them are better in the cartoon version.
Well, that's it. And the thing is, like, the new songs are shit. The old songs are done shit. And I really wanted to like this because I very much wanted to be like oh, fuck you, all you haters that were like, Ariel should be a white, red-headed girl. Fuck it, it's great, but it's just not. It's just not good. Javier Bardem as... I think it's Javier Bardem. As like, Triton, not very good. What's her face is doing a real good job as Ursula.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, that's the one. But yeah, it just really doesn't work. It just really doesn't work. I think for me, like, it's the guy that plays Prince Eric that really, really ruins it. He's just particularly awful. So then I was on the Disney Channel and I needed something else to watch, so I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna watch The Rescuers.
The Rescuers.
Yeah.
All right, go on. I'll take my Rescuers story in a second.
Well, okay, so I have real nostalgia for The Rescuers. It's
Was it The Rescuers or Rescuers Down Under you watched?
the 1977 one.
Yeah.
It's real pretty proper Disney animation as well. Like, it looks nice instead of ugly, which a lot of the more modern ones are ugly. It's just got a real nice, lovely, simple storyline, and there's not an awful lot to say about it because it's not got an awful lot to it.
There's a bit in there, just about halfway through, where it kind of has like a weird bit where it goes like grayscale in the animation, and then a new chapter of it starts.
Yeah.
I went to see it at the cinema, like a kids club thing, around about the same time as Rescuers Down Under came out.
Who'd you go with?
On my own.
Okay.
And that happened, and I thought, oh, it's fucking finished, and got up and fucking left.
Okay.
And it wasn't until like a couple of years later that I watched it again that it finished. And I was like, and it happened. I was like, oh, God, yeah, that film just finishes, doesn't it? Didn't touch the videotape. Went to get a drink, came back and was like, what the shit's going on? Why is there still things happening? It just fucking left.
Bless you. Not bright boy.
No.
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 But yeah, I really like The Rescuers. It very much when I was in the midst of not feeling very well was what I needed.
Fucking hell. The Rescuers cost $7.5 million. Bear in mind this film came out in 1977. It made $170 million.
Wow. Fair play. Yeah, but then the sequel didn't come out until like
1990.
yeah. It's a long gap, isn't it?
Insanity. It made that much money.
It's good though. And then there's another one that I always muddle up with The Rescuers because I think I watched them both at around the same time.
Chip and Dale.
No, it's got a mouse.
Oh, Fievel. The fucking.
Yeah, American Tail.
Yes,
Tail, yeah.
American Tail. Yeah.
Fievel Goes
Yeah.
West.
Fievel and Fievel Goes West. Yes. Yeah. So they will probably be on my list for next week.
Nah, mate, the shit.
And then the only other thing I watched on my own was, I don't know whether either of you have seen the stuff about The Lodge coming onto Netflix. It's just recently dropped on Netflix.
The Loft?
The Lodge. The 2019 movie with Riley Keough.
No.
And everyone's been very, oh my god, this is such a freaky film.
Is it not?
I mean, it isn't. It's got a lot of religious shit going on. And Alicia Silverstone just fucking tops herself in the first 5 minutes of the movie, so it's got a trigger warning on it, which I think is what a lot of the narrative's about. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff about it, and I'm easily influenced, so I watched The Lodge. Everyone's a cunt in this film, apart from Riley Keough. That poor girl is tortured by those children, and if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to give any more away because I hadn't even heard about it until all this kind of stuff kicked up. So I don't know whether it's a well-watched movie. Apart from watch it, guys, those kids are cunts. And the dad is an irresponsible, absolute wank bag.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
You had me at wank bag.
Yeah. But yeah, it's worth a watch, but don't expect anything high energy. Yeah. And then the only other thing I did with my time was play the fuck out of Alan Wake 2.
Beat that fucker though, didn't you?
Beat that fucker, yeah. Yeah.
Part
Apparently
one.
I'm what, 2 achievements off platinum
Yeah,
level?
you're 2.
Wow.
2 achievements off 100% in it.
I'm a completionist bitch.
Yeah, I think you get
So anyway, so like full disclosure, I played it not with a walkthrough guide, but I did, because you can switch between playing the different levels of the different characters. I kind of looked up what was the optimal order to play the levels in, and played it through on that. So I'm replaying it now, and I'm just going to go with the flow, I think, and just do what I do. But you get to the end of it, which is what the end of it is, which I'm not going to give away because I know, Ian, you've not completed it, and I know it's a fairly new game and a lot of people won't, but it then gives you the opportunity to replay it on Final Draft.
Yeah, I know there's a new Game Plus mode that apparently has got another ending and some altered stuff within the game itself.
Yeah, so I saw that, and I was already thinking about replaying it anyway, because I think there's a benefit to that once you know the ending anyway, and I do replay in the same way that I reread books and I rewatch movies, I replay games. So I was already considering doing it, and then I read about Final Draft, and it was saying that the ending to Final Draft is the canon ending.
Okay.
So basically, they've tricked you into buying a game that you have to play through twice to get the real ending. And I kind of respect that.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, but you're up for that, aren't you?
Yeah. So I've been a big old naked fat guy again. We're past the big old naked fat guy, and we're into the meat of the story again. But yeah, I'm going to play it through in the order it presents itself to me, I think, this time round. Because I think you were playing it as it comes, weren't you, Ian, with yours?
Yeah.
So I think that's with the bit that was the most surreal bit in games, which, fuck me, it really is. The bit with Alan Wake in the TV studio really is bizarre. But I think you got that a lot earlier than I did, and I was like, fucking hell, Ian must have really played this game. Like, he must be really far into it. But I dipped out and went back to Saga's story and then came back to that. And I think that's quite good because you can play it in your own kind of vibe. If you just get really sick of the dark place and you want some procedural investigator stuff, you can just go back and play as Saga, and I think that's really good because tonally they are very different, the two different storylines.
Yeah, and I like that. I haven't got back to it, and I'll explain why in my section. But it's the way that the game's tense basically all the time. Once you get past, basically as soon as Fat Man's woken up on the autopsy table, it's pretty much tense the entire time. And I like that because but it's different types of tension.
Yeah.
Like the dark place is like most of the time just really, really fucking scary, and like weirds me out. So it's nice. It's nice to have a little bit more True Detective kind of shit at times.
Yeah, definitely.
But also when somebody like with a deer mask comes at you, and it's still fucking terrifying as well. So yeah.
But the thing is, I don't know how far you've got in Saga's story. Do you with the deer mask guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you know more about them?
No, maybe let's put a pin in it.
Let's put a pin in it. But yeah, it's good, and I'm really enjoying replaying it again now. I think when you replay the early stages, but you mentally know the map, it's much more fun. Because you're like, oh, I remember that's over there, and oh, there's a shortcut up there to that, and because you're not discovering it for the first time, I guess, is you explore more. But there was a bit like when I first started playing it the first time round, you know, when you go down to meet the deputy at the murder site. So, because I like to explore everything, and I made the game glitch because I was exploring too much before getting to him, that when I did get to him, he ignored me. And then I had to
Oh no!
I had to restart the level because he was like,
So
he didn't
he
realise
got fed up and
he got
waiting
bored
for
of me,
you.
yeah. And he was just sat on the table, and I was like walking around like, why isn't he reacting to my presence? And it's like, because I'd been like exploring the entire map in his absence.
You just like triggered something that then made him not pop up with the dialogue.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Yeah. So then I had to restart.
That's fucking.
But yeah, Alan Wake 2. Strong recommend. Play it twice.
Super glad you like it. That's great. Sorry, Mark, have you downloaded RoboCop Rogue City yet?
Not yet, no.
$35.99 on PSN at the moment.
Very tempted.
Bloody Quarries disappeared off PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I went to replay
That was
it
annoying.
after I'd finished Alan Wake. I was like, I'm going to have a little break before I start my replay. I'm going to play The Quarry. Oh, where the fuck is it? $14.99. Fuck you. You were free a week ago.
God, there's so much stuff on that on like PlayStation Plus. Even though they've kind of removed the instant game collection thing, which like kind of sucks. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like because you like the scary games. It's it's difficult to. I don't know because like the Spider-Man Miles Morales fucking rules, but you probably wouldn't get that much out of that.
I'm quite niche.
Yeah, I'll have to have a think. Well, I mean, Silent Hill 2's coming this year, though.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
Probably be Halloween time, I reckon.
Play the fuck out of it. I love Silent Hill 2. It's probably my favourite out of them.
You should. Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village have got PS5 upgrades.
Yeah, we've got both of them on there. You can download the PS4 or PS5 version, so... But I feel like with the Resident Evil ones, I need to start at 1, work my way through to 4, play the new 4, and then dip on from there.
I don't think you do.
You don't understand how my brain works.
But it's, I mean, like they've done PS5 specific versions of like all the remakes as well. So yeah, I don't know. One day, I missed Resident Evil 4. They had on sale on PSN for £23, but I missed that, which is annoying. Because I played the first few hours of that, but I wouldn't mind going back to it. Even though I did, just very briefly, I have played a bit of the old Resident Evil 4 in VR on the Meta Quest.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking fun. Like, literally, like, to get your gun, you literally have to, like, pull it out of your belt. And to reload, you have to get ammo clips out of your belt and then, like, put them in your gun. And like, for the shotgun, you have to pull it, it's, like, across your back. You have to reach back and, like grab it. It's very visceral.
Yeah.
It's something. And when the villagers are coming at you, like, yeah, it's something. Oh god, like the boxes, like the wooden boxes all over the place. You have to get your knife out of your belt and then just swish at them to like break them apart and stuff. Oh, it's great.
That does sound good. So,
even though one of the guys I manage got a PSVR 2 for Christmas, and he was telling me about the Resident Evil 4 on that because it's like the new Resident Evil 4 and it sounds intense as fuck. But yeah, sorry.
So there's only 5 and 6, isn't there, that they've not remastered yet? Is that right?
Well, they haven't. So the original, they did the remaster for the GameCube, which then got an HD version, and that's the one that's like out at the moment. And they did the same with that with Resident Evil 0. So they haven't like third personed those.
Right.
Even though you'd have to think the first one's coming at some point. But no, like 2 and 3 are out there. And then, 5 and 6 they haven't done. Code Veronica, they haven't done. You ever play Code Veronica?
No.
That's fucking batshit, that game. Yeah, and then 0 as well. So there are other ones. They've still got quite a few they could do. But I think the scuttlebutt is that 5's next.
Yeah. Which would make sense.
I just want them to do... I want them to do the first one because I don't want to play the old first one. I want to play the first one in like the new way. Because the old first one's too scary.
Into that, though, isn't there?
You'd have to completely remake it, wouldn't you, I think?
Yeah, but they did with 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Resident Evil, though. Like, the first one, but remastered. Like, as you can get it on the PlayStation. It is good. But it is very... Playing it's a bit, like, clunky.
Yeah, no, exactly. If you did, like, some behind-the-shoulder, third-person original Resident Evil, I'd play it.
Fuck me, I might do Biohazard next.
Might what?
Resident Evil 7 might do Biohazard after Alan Wake 2 again. I'll
Do it.
Biohazard.
Buy an old PSVR. Do it in that.
Crouching behind that crate waiting for that woman to find you.
Fucking right. The little kitchenette thing.
Yeah.
Fucking crouching and looking around at her. Jesus Christ.
Oh, sounds good. Need that experience.
You could get an old PSVR for cheap on eBay these days.
Yeah.
Do it. Be funny.
Yeah. Might do.
No, you won't. Right. Anything else, Bex?
No, that's me.
Okay. So, I'll do Society of the Snow at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, what I've been up to. Been playing quite a lot of F1 2023, which is why I haven't been doing Alan Wake 2, and I just bought Gran Turismo 7 today. So I will continue to not be doing Alan Wake 2. Quite like driving. I think I'm having a midlife crisis, but all it basically means is that I play driving video games.
Which is fun.
Which is okay. Because Donna was like, I'll be honest, I've been looking at like driving experience days for your birthday, and I was just like, nah, you're alright. I don't need any of that. I just like the virtual vroom vrooms. But anyway, in terms of films, okay.
What is F1 23 like as a game?
I enjoy it, but it's
because there's F1 23 and there's F1 23 Manager, isn't there, as well?
Yeah, I've got both of them.
Can you
like F1? No, they're made by completely different companies.
Oh, they're made by
they're
different
just
companies.
both
I thought
officially
they were both
licensed.
for some reason.
No. The F1 Manager is a company called like Frontier Developments or something, and that one's like a real fucking management sim, like building the facilities, negotiating contracts with the drivers and stuff. But then when you, but I mean, like the race stuff is interesting because it's like you're having to like change strategies and like change the drivers will do their practice sessions, then give you feedback on the car, and then you've got to like try and tweak bits of the car to fit the kind of setup that they think they want on the track, and you've got to manage like tire temperatures and stuff like that. And it's like I've played a fair few hours of it, but it's like that game could actually take over my life.
It's for you. It's a little bit like the reason why I don't play Football Manager.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I would want to do it like in real time as well. You know, I wouldn't like because you can speed it up. Obviously, it's not like you've got to spend an hour and a half just watching a Grand Prix on it. But I'd want to, and that's dangerous. But F1 23, the EA one, no, I mean it's fun. I'm playing, obviously I'm playing on a controller, and I think in multiplayer most people have wheels.
Yeah.
And it's like I absolutely do not have the control that other people do, but it's fun and it's kind of like I could basically tell you the Austria circuit, the Red Bull Ring. I could basically describe that to you with my eyes closed at this point.
He intends to get a wheel at some point.
I'm actually thinking of saying to Donna, like, don't do an experience day for me for my birthday. I'll take a wheel and pedals.
Yeah. God, just look at something. They're actually not that bad price, are they?
No, I mean, like, there's definitely variance.
Yes, there is. I'm guessing you can spend anything from like a couple of £100 to thousands, I'm reckoning.
I will, just because we're on it, just very quickly, I'm going to try and find a video that Boosted Media, this dude, he is fucking nuts.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of these.
Share this WhatsApp. Like, if you really, 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 really wanted to go all in, I've just sent a link to it. So this is the video is F123 in an insane $100,000 motion sim rig.
Wow.
And like, so this guy, like, those are his hands. Yeah.
Yeah, but
so
the
it's
rest
like
of it, and the wheel is his wheel, but the rest of it is
the wheel is his wheel, and yeah, the rest of it is just like a massive fucking screen, and he's got this rig so that it's actually jostling him about.
Fucking hell!
It is bonkers. And actually, I think he might be on the Austria track. Is there a right coming up? Yeah, there is. Yeah, that is like. And he does videos where, like, the World Rally game as well, he was playing that on this. And, it is bumping around all over the fucking place. It's wild. But, yeah, $100,000, that rig. So I wouldn't quite go like that. But, you know, there's like a Logitech one that's like 300 quid, which is apparently, like, entry-level stuff.
Yeah.
Which I'd be interested in, but yeah,
Logitech G, £265, which is pedals and a steering wheel.
Yeah, there you go.
And then you can get like these like stands for them, can't you, for like £90?
Yes, because I mean that's the thing. I mean, it's almost like we have our study at the moment, but Donna only uses like half of the room, and I'm kind of tempted in the next few years to go, do you mind if I take the other half of the room? And like put a rig in there, and then like that'll almost be like just my gaming bit, but primarily I'll just have a wheel and pedals and stuff like that set up in there. Yeah, I mean, like I say, man, like if I'm going to midlife crisis it, I'm not going to go like, all right, I'm going to drop like 150 grand on like a sports car or something like that, even though God, I hate it because Musk is such a twat, but a Model 3 as my next car is not inconceivable, and I want it, but I don't because of Musk.
Yeah, you also don't want to be a Tesla driver because they're all pricks.
I don't know, man. The model, like when I rented the Model 3 in Florida, it was fun.
You could probably get a much better electric car than that for the price, though.
I don't know.
And you won't have to drive around a Tesla.
You'd be surprised. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, but I get what you're saying. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So there we are. But yeah, I just bought Gran Turismo and I played a little bit of that today, and that game is fucking cool for me. Even though there was like a 10-minute long unskippable introduction video about the history of automotion.
It's unskippable.
It's unskippable. Donna walked in. And it's playing this like really ethereal music, and it's like through history, like the history of sports, but then like not pop culture, like cultural moments as well. So it's like there's these cars, and it's headlines about the Titanic, and then more cars, and then footage of the Beatles playing.
Is it doing it like while like it's loading, or like while it's like downloading or anything like that, or is it just?
It's only the first time you open it up that it's unskippable, but you literally cannot skip it.
Fuck off.
and Donna walked in and was just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "Don, I swear to you, I can't skip this, but I feel like a twat wanting to play this game watching this."
You see, I wouldn't last through that without going, nah, bollocks, fuck, go away.
I'm just, I can't wait to get stuck into it. But that's me. That's how my midlife crisis is formulating. Bought a fucking cross trainer and playing Gran Turismo. I'll talk about the cross trainer real quick as well.
Oh, God, yeah.
We bought a cross trainer. And it came on Friday, and it took me 5 hours to set it up. And now Lottie will go on it, hammer and tongs for like 2 minutes, and then come off of it, and then like 20 minutes later, go on it again for another minute or two. And like she's loving it. It's an interesting bit of kit. It's not as solidly made as the ones in the gym, but then they are like, and like people have to go on them like all like day in day out every day. But it's doing a job, and touch wood, none of the bits are falling apart yet. So, yeah, you go.
I love an elliptical trainer. It's the only piece of gym kit that I would have at home.
It's cracking. I mean, like my calves hurt. I've got I did an hour on it yesterday. I did half an hour on it today. My calves hurt, but I'll probably be back on it tomorrow. I think it's great because it's like it's super low impact, but it really gets your heart rate up. My knees are not great these days, so I honestly don't know how much more running I've got left in me. So I need it anyway. Sorry, that was quite the sojourn. I rewatched all the Austin Powers films because if you watch one, you have to watch all of them.
Got you rewatch these.
I watched the first one. I watched it in front of Lottie because it's a 12A. And literally, Donna was round our friend's house with her the other day, and Donna texted me saying, "What's Austin Powers on?" because she's just telling the boys about it, and they want to watch it. And she was just like, Lottie's been telling them about the Who Does Number 2 workforce scene and like cracking up, which that's my girl. Austin Powers on the toilet with Tom Arnold in the other stool.
Tom Arnold sells that.
Yeah, he does. Even though it looks like at the end of the scene where he's like, "Jesus Christ, boy, what did you eat?" He looks like he's about to start pissing himself.
Yeah.
Like he's smiling as he says it. It's great. But just who does number 2 work for? And that's right, boy, you show that to his boss. It's maybe the funniest individual scene in a film for me, period. Because the thing is as well, you think about it, who does number 2 work for? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever in terms of like something you'd say for needing a poo. But it still rules. It's great. It's great. Austin Powers 1, I think, is brilliant as well because it's actually very sweet. As he won't have sex with her when she's drunk. He'll be a horny lech and whatnot. He'll constantly be trying it on, but if she doesn't want to, if she's not in her right mind, she's not going to. And I like that they do that with Austin, but also it's the one where he's a true fish out of water.
Yeah.
And they do good humour with that. The problem with the second one, there's a couple of problems with the Spy Who Shagged Me. Heather Graham, not great. Looks unconvincing sliding down a pole at the start of her scenes. Yeah. But also, he's in the past. He's in a time he's comfortable in, and it kind of loses its power, but it does gain Fat Bastard, and it does gain Mini-Me. And also, this coffee tastes like shit, Basil. It is shit, Austin. Yes, it's a bit nutty. It's good. and I just got as well that it's not Basil saying the coffee's shit, or Austin thinking Basil saying the coffee's shit. It's Basil saying, no, you are drinking shit, and Austin just cracking on anyway and going, yeah, it's a bit nutty. Good. I mean, why is the shit in something you can pour? So there you go, Spy Shagley. And then Goldmember is alright. It's okay. Beyonce Knowles basically has no character in the entire thing. Goldmember, I'm not entirely sure what Mike Myers was doing there, but he is funny in parts. But it does, and Michael Caine's great casting as Austin's dad. The end where it's like revealed that Austin Powers and Dr. Evil are brothers, that can kind of fuck off. But there's some fun stuff in that as well. There's a good bit with subtitling, which I quite enjoy. So there you go. Those are Austin Powers films. It's diminishing returns, but even the one I like least, I still like. But Austin Powers 1 is fucking brilliant. They're like really, really good still. A couple other things. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Rewatched this because Don wanted to watch it and it's on Sky Cinema. I think it's fine. I think it's all right. It's Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Yeah, it's. I think it's a shame that it's come out at that time where people are like, comic book films, boo. Because I think it's an absolutely fine, straight down the line 3 out of 5 film. And the bit with the Skittles and the unicorns, fair play. That's, I don't know, if you're going to do product placement, that's a way of doing product placement. Taste the rainbow, motherfuckers. It's good. Still a little bit about the Rachel Zegler being thousands of years old and her actually starting a relationship with the kid with the crutch at the end.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Like, just wipe her memory or something.
Yeah.
Because they do a bit in it where it looks like they wiped her memory, but then they haven't. It's like, if you wipe her memory and she believes that she's just a 16-year-old girl,
it's not weird.
I think that's okay. And also Wonder Woman at the end smirking, fuck off.
Yeah.
But I think it's all right. Okay, and last one before Society of the Snow. Also on Sky Cinema, Polite Society. So this is directed by Nida Manzoor. Came out in the cinema last year. Kind of did nothing. Letterboxd says, martial artist in training, Rhea Khan believes she must save her older sister Lena from her impending marriage. After enlisting the help of her friends, Rhea attempts to pull off the most ambitious of all wedding heists in the name of independence and sisterhood. So, essentially, it's girl doesn't want her sister to marry this guy because she's afraid that they'll lose their connection. But then actually it turns out that there's some nefarious shit going on and she then has to save her sister. It's, like very, very inflected by the work of Edgar Wright. Massive Scott Pilgrim vibes to it. Where there are like these fight sequences that kind of appear out of nowhere. But it doesn't have the budget to be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
It dearly needed more money. The fight scenes are okay, but not great. And it kind of feels like they maybe didn't have enough time to shoot it. Yeah, it would have been interesting seeing Edgar Wright direct it. But I thought it was charming enough. The two leads, Priya Kansara and Ritu Arya, are both really good. Priya Kansara as Rhea, the martial artist girl, it like in particular, she's fucking fantastic. I'd like to see her in other stuff. But yeah, it was a working title production released through Universal, and it kind of just came and went. And I think, sadly, that's because the film's ambitions are maybe bigger and better than its execution. But it's all right. It's if you're up for it, it's worth a go on Sky Cinema. That's for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, Society of the Snow. So Mark fell asleep. We won't do a full review of this. But I liked it, but it's a thanks I hate it for me. Bex, you watched the whole thing, I'm assuming. So what did you think?
Yeah. So when you mentioned about watching this the other day, I was like, ugh, I'm not really vibing with this based on the IMDb description. And then I was like, you said, oh, it's about the same tragedy that Alive is about, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that's quite a good film. And then did a bit of back reading, like not extensive back reading, don't get me wrong, but a bit of back reading off of, I'll be 100% honest, the the Wikipedia page, sorry, on the actual tragedy itself, and I was like, do you know what? This could make a good movie. Yes, and Alive is a good movie, so I'll give it a go. And honestly, got more out of the 20 minutes maybe I spent reading the Wikipedia page than I did off the movie. To be honest, I think it's taken what is a, obviously it has to be handled respectfully, but it could be a really good dramatisation of a really interesting, tragic, but interesting situation that took place, and just skimmed the surface for me. Like, I think it just didn't give much for me. And then there's things that are objectively true that happened as part of it that are done differently in the movie, and it's like, well, narratively that's more interesting the way it really happened than the way that you've made it happen in the movie. Because I know with dramatisations, obviously sometimes they make it more cinema friendly, don't they? More dramatic than what really happened to make it more cinematic. But it's like they've made it less cinematic. Like the bit with the rescue is the example that springs to mind. The bit with the rescue at the end, in real life, that had to be done in 2 stages with a helicopter that went on one day and took X amount of people out, and then they had to go back the next day for the remainder of them. Cinematically, that could have been quite interesting. Some of the rescuers stayed behind to allow more of the people that needed rescuing to go back with the first wave. But in the movie, they just sent 2 helicopters. And it's just like, well, okay, well, clearly you just want to end it at this point.
Yeah, I think by that time it's kind of more interested in the idea of, it's kind of like there's celebratory music playing. I mean, Michael Giacchino did the score for this, and it's got his almost like patented piano and strings make you feel things, even though which did a number on me. But it feels more kind of like celebratory at that time, but then once they're all back, like the whole thing's got this like really I mean, I liked it, and obviously liked it more than you did. I think the nature of like, okay, they're alive at the end of it, but almost at like what cost to their souls, I thought was quite interestingly handled at the end there, where it's celebratory, but then it's like, the dead guy who does the voiceovers, like, what's he saying, like, he's saying like, we're all dead, they just got to go home, or something like that. It's like, fucking hell, and I like that in the film there's quite a lot of build up to them deciding to eat the other, like the other passengers and whatnot, but and then through it they're almost like, they actually say like, we kind of forgot about the problem we had with it after a while. And I like that they then kind of bring up the actually that shit's gonna fucking eat at you. No pun unintended. But
I thought what was quite
it's-
good was like obviously the two brothers that were essentially doing the butchering, I guess.
yeah,
Were
sure.
doing it out of sight of everybody else up until the avalanche, and the bit where he's commenting like that they'd done really well at making it just meat up until this point, and now it can't be because it's right there.
We don't have to think about the life in their eyes.
Yeah. I thought that was quite good. Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't hate it. It's just I think given such a rich source, I don't think they did with it what it deserved.
This is the thing. I think it's more interested in the kind of like the sheer, the like not the lack of humanity, but like the way that is gonna like corrode your soul more than it is the machinations of the what actually happened.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily saying that I prefer that. It just I thought it was quite impactful, and like I'll never watch it again. I found it profoundly upsetting. The crash is fucking bonkers as well. Like I never thought of like just like something powerful hitting you from behind, and then the seats just all fucking collapsing into each other.
And that was just when he did that, I was like, of course, yeah. You wouldn't think of it, but it shows you there, and you're like, well, of course, yeah, that would happen.
Well, when I was reading about it, it was saying that not a single person that suffered from compound fractures during the crash, so like a skin split fracture, basically, survived. Not any of them. Not a single person that didn't eat human flesh survived either, obviously. I mean, that makes sense, but like it's...
Well, did some of them choose not to?
Yeah, some of them just chose to starve.
Fair enough.
But one thing I will say is no one must never watch this film.
No.
Oh, I WhatsApped him yesterday and said never, ever, ever watch it.
But yeah, it's... I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good. It just felt a little bit surface level. I don't think you ever really get to know the people enough to really go through it with them. If that makes sense.
No, I mean, like, because when it's putting their names up on screen as they die, like their names and their age, it is a bit like maybe I could tell you who 2 or 3 of them were.
Yeah.
But yeah, that will be about it. And obviously, like the guy who narrates it, and like the fact that he dies and he basically like the last act of the film is him talking from beyond the grave. I thought was an effective choice. I don't know. Yeah, it's as a retelling of that tragedy. It maybe it's not the one, but as a I don't know. Just like some real dark night of the soul shit. I thought it had impact.
Yeah.
And I can see why a Netflix audience are liking this, because it's gnarly and it's kind of adjacent to like the true crime kind of stuff that does well on Netflix. But I there's some soul to it as well. But I think J.A. Bayona usually has soul to his films. Maybe like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom accepted.
I don't know, I think that's got a bit of towards the end of it.
I mean, that's got that bit where that poor dinosaur's like making a noise as the fucking it gets enveloped by the volcano.
Yeah, that's it. There's some shit in that.
I'd forgotten about that.
God, that's a fucking image as well.
Yeah, that's horrific. I don't like that.
He's a filmmaker, is J.A. Bayona.
Oh, yeah.
Fair fucking play to the dude. But yeah, no, I liked it, but I can absolutely see how mileage may vary. And it's a thanks I hate it / definitely not shit. But primarily it's a thanks I hate it, because after talking about it now, I don't really ever want to think about it again.
I think if it was a standalone thing, it would be lacking as a companion piece to pre-existing media that there is, which, there's so much other stuff about this tragedy that it can't just retread the same steps. So I can see why they've gone in a different direction with it. for me, it's been done better elsewhere.
Cool. Okay. Twitter questions.
Well, your audience poll on Society of the Snow was definitely not shit 92% and touching cloth 8%.
Fair play. Yeah.
So people did like it. We do have questions though. Rick Kidd says, Happy New Year, folks. What are your most anticipated 2024 movies?
Dune 2.
Wasn't that your most anticipated 2023 movie, Rebecca?
Fucking was, yeah.
It's not a bad shout, though.
It's not a bad show, actually. I'm trying to think of what's out in 2024.
I'm looking forward to The Fall Guy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, actually, yeah.
That's going to be a laugh, that. That's going to be a good time.
I'm looking forward to Joker.
Oh, yeah, Joker Follow I Do. Saw 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deadpool 3.
I actually meant that kind of like half serious. Like, Saw X was all right. I like if they're going in that kind of direction now. I'm interested in that.
Yep. Furiosa.
I know you guys are both looking forward to that challenge, is that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, there's a new Bad Boys movie out this year.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Apparently, there is. That Horizon, the Kevin Costner.
Oh, Costner.
Yeah, Kevin Costner doing a western that he is self-financing and filming on his own land.
Nice.
With two of them released within 6 weeks of each other. Fucking baller move that is.
Yeah.
I hope it pays off.
I just think it will.
I'm interested, kind of, even though also pre-revolted by what Fede Alvarez can do with Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
Can I have the boy in the heron sing as it's not had a wide release yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm trying to think of what else there is. Yeah, that's about it.
John Krasinski's Imaginary Friends.
No.
Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Robert Eggers doing Nosferatu.
Oh, Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shout.
That could be.
That's a good shout.
That could be good. What with the fact that William Dafoe's come out and said this is bonkers.
Oh, I gotta say, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and Furiosa both having the same opening day at the moment is fucking mad, and someone needs to move.
Is it? That's a fair enough.
Yeah, someone needs to move also, because that they come out on the Friday, and then the Saturday we're driving to Heathrow before or Gatwick before going to Italy. So I need one of them to move so I can see both of them.
Yeah. Oh, I've just looked at Nosferatu's scheduled release date is
Isn't it Christmas?
Christmas Day.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
Fair play, Robert Eggers. That's some fucking balls, is that?
Yeah.
Next question. Are you movie mad? What makes the perfect January horror film?
Paul that eats people.
Paul, yeah, Bex just shouted from the from the room, the swimming pool. I think it has to be not too gnarly, and just quite a bit of fun, but not comedy horror.
Yeah. I don't know. 90 minutes.
Yep.
It's got a couple of people in it that you're like, huh, them. Like Alison Williams in Megan.
Yeah.
Like, good to see her there, you know. And maybe like an off-kilter premise.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You know, a robot that dance kills people, a pool that eats people. You know, that's the kind of stuff that we're looking for the first week of January.
Yeah. Yeah. Real low concept stuff. Right, next question. Becky is back in the room. Dylan Black Lantern says, I miss really poorly produced adverts for local carpet shots before trailers. Back when trailers were being in a solid, uninterrupted block and not mixed in with adverts. What would you like to bring back in the cinema experience?
Ice Cream Lady coming out before the film starts.
Oh yeah.
Them having a mini arcade in them.
Like a Pearl and Dean kind of vibe. Front runner kind of thing.
What?
That's just like real, like, just feels really cinema-y. Like, I, from our point of view, I think the cinema experience when we go to Parkway, for example, is very different from our Cineworld experience.
The Cinema Hall is perfectly fine. I'll give it credit for it.
I just would love to see less
Cineworld
adverts for Cineworld whilst in a Cineworld about to watch a movie, having paid my money to be in a Cineworld. Like, I don't need all that.
And they need to stop welcoming us back.
Yeah, welcome
Are
back.
they still welcoming you back?
Still
Brilliant. Well done, Cineworld.
Whereas, like, in the Parkway, you've got that, is it the Dolby advert where it's got all the balls boinging
Yeah,
around? I love that. And, like,
Dolby Surround.
the old Pearl and Dean kind of precursor as well. And, like, I love the fact that in
the fact that it has a clicker thing.
Yeah, and in the Parkway, it's got, like, this big, like movie tape scroll thing, and then it's like, welcome Beverly, not welcome to Beverly, welcome Beverly. Like, it's just
welcome Beverly.
Yeah, it's not. It gets in and gets its shit done.
It does, and it's just very, and it feels like, it just feels more like day outy somehow. It makes it feel like an event being there. Whereas I think going to a multiplex is very like, right, you fucking proletariat scum. Watch your fucking movie, but you'll watch our fucking adverts first. Like, it treats you very much like it's content that you as a consumer are there to watch.
You are a
that
customer.
content. Yes.
Yeah. I want more standees.
Rather than a guest. Yeah, standees are good.
I want more standees.
More Andre Rieu.
More Andre Rio, of course, yeah.
More Andre Ryu. Yeah.
Yeah. That was it for questions. Good questions this week. Good questions every week, but
Nice.
good questions this week.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
What are we covering next week, Ian?
Ooh, woof. Okay, so at time of speaking, anyway, because we're trying to record on Sundays at the moment, and so it's only like a couple of days after films come out. So, Poor Things.
Yep.
Yay.
The Beekeeper.
Yep.
Yay.
And F. Gary Gray's new Kevin Hart starring action film Lift is on Netflix.
When's that on Netflix?
I think it's called Lift. I think it's on from Friday.
Yeah, get those watched.
So, that might, we'll see. I'm hoping I can get to them all. I'm dearly, dearly hoping I can get to them all.
Yeah, we might be aided by the fact that that's got a. So the Beekeeper comes out on Friday, but has an unlimited screening on Thursday.
Nice. Poor Things has got
Unlimited.
advanced screenings this week as well, I think.
Yeah. Poor Things got an advanced screen, I think, on Wednesday, Tuesday.
That's the thing. It's like I could do that, but then I think Mubi Go, which I just got, I think Poor Things is gonna be the free film on Mubi next week. And then if that's the case, then I like that Showcase are on Mubi Go now, so I can save myself a tenner by just using that. So yeah, it's a bit. Like we say, it's kind of like at time of speaking, and then the week after show will be the 2023 year in review show, because I don't think anything comes out wide the week after, at least anything we've got much interest in.
No, and yeah, is it One Love, the Bob Marley one?
I don't want to watch.
No, that's like the middle of February.
February.
Yeah, the week after is All of Us Strangers. So I'm kind of hoping that none of us think that's top 10 material a week after we do the review show. But yeah, that's it. I just remembered I'm hosting. So thanks very much for listening, folks. We will be back next week. But until then, I've been Ian. She's been
Becky.
He's been
Mark.
And Jason Reitman's a twat. Night all. Bye-bye.
Bye.